My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Astrea, Six-Sided Oracles. We have Sothis, the Outcast Prince, as our first character for this episode, and only character for this episode, because I only play one character per episode. What I mean is, as our penultimate character unlock of the penultimate character complexity, 5 out of 6 stars for complexity here. Their profession is a fire sand shaman. Their astrarium is the Bahanian Hourglass. Their planet, Bahania. Named the Rebel, Sothis was banned from his kingdom after ignoring the Elder's will and unlocking the protected astrarium. Driven by curiosity and surrounded by magic, he could not resist the temptation to pursue the forbidden relic. Lost to his loneliness and seeking redemption, Sothis exploits healing teachings from the Bahanians and the stolen astrarium to control time and amplify the power of his enhancements. Let's play with Sothis. We have the starting trinket of the Bahanian Elk. Oh, so this is not a starting trinket, rather. It is the astrarium. Our astrarium is, at the start of each battle, gain 5 sands of time. All blessings that are triggered whenever you or a sentinel deal corruption to enemies are also triggered when applying affliction. All blessings that are triggered whenever you or a sentinel deal corruption to enemies that are also triggered, when applying affliction. Interesting. Sands of Time itself says whenever you play a non-hex die, you have an X chance of not discarding it and rolling it. Then you decrease Sands of Time by 5. A minimum of 5% and a maximum of 50%. Interesting. Oh dear. And then Affliction says creatures with Affliction receive X corruption at the end of their turn. I don't know what blessings are. All blessings that are triggered. Oh, right. Got it. Never mind. The broad category that includes, the trinkets, relics, astrarium, those are blessings. You've got black hole blessings and the star blessings. Yes, this makes sense. Apologies. Should have known that. Oh boy. Soul Heat. This is your Soul Heat counter, which some of your actions will use whenever you deal purification or apply relief. Interesting. So relief is effectively the inverse of affliction. However, it also decrements after use. Whenever you deal purification or apply relief, increase your soul heat by 1. At the start of your turn, reset your soul heat to 0. Maximum soul heat is 10. Interesting. Right, okay, so it pays off if you've had the ability to have a particularly long turn, which is bolstered by the Sands of Time ability or other things I can imagine. Let's have a look at our virtues. Our available all of the time virtue is Scorching Sands. Deal 1 purification to any target for each soul heat. Neat. We've got a reroll virtue at 1. At 3, we have the Eclipse Blast. At even soul heat, it deals 3 corruption to any target. At odd soul heat, it deals 3 purification to any target. Okay, so this is an ordering character as well. And then the final is gain 10 sands of time. Cool. Because I'm not doing purification directly to the enemy, I'm not triggering their thorn, I'm just giving them relief. Phrasing. Let's give you some light shield, and I'll use this to reroll mine and yours, frankly, because yours is worse. Well, mine didn't get much better. Three purification to the enemy, they're going to deal 4 back to me, giving me the virtue of Sands of Time at the start of the next turn. They then receive 3 damage to the relief that I already had stacked up on them, and decrement. You just don't say that word out loud often. You write it a lot. Or contextually, I guess. Decrement the relief. There we go, a little bit more sandsy timesy. I'm gonna give myself a light shield. So I have even soul heat right now. Makes that bad. And if I use that on myself, now I have odd soul heat, so I can do 3 corruption to the enemy. And in fact, I can take them directly out using my Scorching Sands as my finisher. Ooh. I gotta say, I do really like the idea of just trying to lean into the Sands of Time build and just having here Sands of Time. All of the sides give 8 Sands of Time. 3 of them also do a purification. There's also Hourglass Mastery. One of the sides of this die says Hourglass Mastery. Next X times 1 here for the 1 Hourglass Mastery. You play will have a 100% chance of triggering Sands of Time without the decreasing the Sands of Time. Got it. And Searing Calamity. Area Affliction. Apply 1 affliction to all targets and Area Relief. 5 relief to all targets. So they'll receive X corruption at the end of their turn and X purification at the end of their turn. 1 corruption and 5 purification. Oh man, that's a really good way to start a large amount of stacking relief on a single target. I'm gonna go for the Sands of Time, but I like that Searing Calamity over there. Oh, Sunray, how's this safe? Oh, I see. Sunray! Minimum soul heat, 10. So you must have played 10 die in the turn before this. In this turn, sorry, before this, in order to deal 40 purification to any target. So this is a payoff for a build that, you know, keeps durdling for a little bit of time. There's Soul Stigma, gain 5 Soul Stigma. Whenever affliction is applied, a random enemy receives X purification Y times, where Y is the amount of times that affliction has happened. Got it. At the start of your turn, decrease Soul Stigma by half. And then finally we have Glass Daggers, deals 1 purification to an enemy 6 times. Neat. So the thing is, with Sands of Time, whenever I play a non-hex die, I have an X% chance of not discarding it and rolling it. So the one that I don't discard and roll, I would really prefer to have good things on most of its sides. I feel like I'm turning down something here by not going for the Glass Daggers. I'll take him. What? I didn't want him. It's just, if that triggers it, it comes back into my hand the majority of the time as a negative. Okay. 1 purification the enemy. 8 Sands of Time for me. There's some relief for you as well. Love it. Big combo casting. Well, let's reroll the obvious one. Doesn't get much better than what you'd already rolled. Nice. If I can find any way to increase those glass knife hits, which I can only imagine does exist, I'm gonna be pretty pleased about that. 9 soul heat? We really managed to build up to 9 soul heat this turn? I thought it was... somehow, I read this out loud, I tried to internalize it, and I internalized it as counts the amount of die you play. Not whenever you deal purification or apply relief, which is actually what it says. Oops. Oh, the sun would have been so good. A glass knife sun build? I'm doing it. Forget it. I'm doing it. Am I doing it now, though? Sunny Flares. Apply 1 relief to a random target 6 times. So that counts. It's also Inner Warmth. Gain an Inner Warmth. Your soul heat doesn't reset to 0 for X turns. So Inner Peace receives, increases the purification that you receive by X, and these are gain Serenity. Honestly, Sunny Flares sounds really good. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Maybe I go with a standard relief here. We also have Eclipse Blast, which is on even soul heat, deal 7 corruption to any target, odd soul heat, 7 purification instead. Sunny Flares, we also just saw literally seconds ago. 2 affliction to any target. I'm gonna go for the relief. These are too risky in that only a third of the sides of Sunny Flares are actually positive, and only a third rather. It's not even guaranteed to consistently hit positive targets for us. It can just target us, because it hits a random target 6 times. So I need a little bit more reliability in the deck. I'm gonna go for a safe die there. Speaking of reliability in the deck, one way to provide that would be gaining star shards and then improving a die and duping it. So I'm going to do that. I have the ability to add one of the best sides, a relief, a precision, an incorruptible, and then duplicate. So realistically, what's going to happen here is I'm going to do either Glass Daggers or Sunny Flares. 2 affliction to any target is very steep. Do I want to replace that with 8 relief to a single target and then dupe that die? I really do. I think that's an incredibly powerful opener here for us. So I'm doing it. That's incredible. I don't want to call my shot too hard, but I do think that getting something powerful and run defining and then saving up enough money in order to be able to forge an additional face to it and then duplicate the something in the initial instance is a die. So getting a die that is relatively run defining, then having enough money in order to go to a forge shop on the 1st floor and add a good side to it while removing a negative side from it, and then duplicating it, I think is an incredibly powerful way to set up a run. I don't want to do something like say, I'm gonna do that all of the time, but I'm gonna do that a lot. Maybe even all of the time. The enemy has Thorn, and they also have Thick Skin, so they're gonna be dealing purification back to us when we deal, corruption back to us when we deal purification to them, and they are also going to resist damage. One affliction to any target. I could put that on myself. I'm not going to, but I could have. I should have done the virtue to the enemy first and then re-rolled. Oh well. Okay, so we have 2 of our worst sides. There's more relief for the enemy. Oh, we finally triggered Sand of Time. Even more relief. Get him! One purification to any target for each soul heart. I'm now at odd soul heart amount. So 3 purification to any target. To the enemy, they'll deal 1 damage back to me. I'm gonna get 10 sands of time, and then I'm going to be able to purify myself for 3 and an additional 5. The enemy's giant relief goes off. This is like every first year discussion of maths. Is 0 even or odds? I don't care, frankly. I'm gonna play the other things and finish the fight so I don't even have... You know what? Show me. Is it? It's odd. No, it's even. Never mind. It's exactly the opposite of what I said. Maybe get some sands of time and a little bit of healing. Enemy dies to the relief. Like that. I think I really like Sothis. Void Mantra. At minimum soul heat of 5, scaling all the way up to 10, depending on which side you roll. Choose a die from your discard and roll, decrease your soul heat by 1. Neat, timeless. Choose up to 3 dice with a non-mandatory action from your hand to not be discarded at the end of your turn. If you do, deal 3 purification to yourself. Inner warmth. Gain 2 inner warmth. Your soul heat doesn't reset to 0 for X turns. I really like the idea of gaining 2 inner warmth. At the cost of giant area corrupts? That's pretty tough. That'll kill a lot of sentinels. It won't forever though. Eventually it'll be okay. I'm gonna take it. It's gonna make it easier to buy things that are incredibly powerful, like Solar Lullaby. At minimum soul heat 5, trigger relief on all creatures, then decrease their relief by 1. Great! There's also Siphon Hourglass. Gain 2 sands of time for each creature with relief or affliction. If the creature has both, gain 8 sands of time. Neat. And Incorruptible. Become incorruptible. I'm gonna take Solar Lullaby. I'm now looking for things that give us a soul heat payoff. I don't want too many of them, but I certainly want some. Cosmic Sandals! Each 8 times you deal purification to enemies, gain 1 boost. Especially with minor glass daggers. Well, not minor glass daggers, but the glass daggers especially in the deck. That seems good. Dice Smith Helmet. If you have 30 dice in your dice pool, increase purification received by enemies for 1, and for each 5 additional dice, increase purification received by enemies by 1. I'm not going to do that. Could I? Possibly. I'm not going to. Bottled Aurora. I might do it on a later run. It's just, it feels the way that I play games. Let's start here. I like to start a game by finding how to break things a little bit. Quote unquote break things. The short path to reasonable power, and then work backwards from there to figure out how the systems work. That is to say, I tend to focus around a relatively minimal strategy to start with, exploit that until it succeeds, and then expand upon the knowledge that I earned from that. That doesn't really jive with filling my dice pool with dice. but it may in the future once I have more knowledge, you know? Boulder Aura. At the end of the draw phase, you may reroll all dice from your hand. That's every draw phase. It's ridiculous. I think this is super powerful. It's just one reroll every turn. So good. Forge shop. But there's also just a destroy here. Just a free destroy. Absolutely. A free destroy to get one of the basic ass ones out, like the Mighty Purify. Wee bit of money, and gimme a Star Blessing, please. Star Blessing's gonna be so good for us. Purification dealt by safe die and purification dealt by starter die increased by 1. Unfortunately, relief doesn't count for the sake of that. However, it will buff my glass daggers, but I only have one that it'll buff because it doesn't buff the risky ones. It'll just buff the starters and the safes. Every 4 times you deal purification to enemies, you receive 1 purification. Very easy choice there. Every 8 balanced die you play. So I have 0 balance in the entire deck. I'm safe or risky. I'm gonna go for the Karmic Brooch. Heading towards our boss battle. Oh no! Oh god. This guy's got Vengeful Stab. Activate this enemy die. Every 6 times you deal purification, do it. So, oops, that's gonna, oh boy. I mean, I rolled the best hit on one of my sunny die. I don't think I should re-roll with the Bottled Aurora here just for that sake. Oh my god, we got the reroll there. Hey, we got most of the relief on the enemy. Grand. I will put 1 affliction on myself and 1 affliction on the enemy. I don't want too much affliction on them. Man, a second free roll there. Managed to get ourselves all the way up to 10 soul heat on our first turn. Love it. I gain a relief and an affliction. Unfortunately, my relief decreases, my affliction stays. But I set myself up such that... Oh, it's at the end of my turn. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to unlock the second virtue as a result of that. Yeah, this is a pretty good reroll. I'd love glass daggers to get its glass daggery side. Hey, buddy, got him. That's 4 corruption they intend to deal to me, and that is going to be triggered in 5 more instances of damage time. I'm gonna make sure that I have some light shield defensiveness on myself before I go all ham on the enemy with this. Trigger relief on all creatures, then decrease their relief by 1. So that's legitimately pretty good. It's just... Oh god, their overcorruption is not damage to me, it's doomed to self. Oh boy. I got a little bit scared there. These all rolled reasonably well. I don't think I need to change anything about that. Three purification to any target. Odd. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna heal myself. It's the end of its turn, though. Not how I thought that was gonna go. Right, I did trigger the vengeful stab, so that's on me. Okay, that's all worth... That was all worth happening. I didn't lose because of it, which is great, but, yeah, it's at the end of their turn, not at the start of their turn, so it's not like poison. I was thinking of it a little like poison, because it kind of mechanically functions a lot like poison in certain games. But it doesn't happen before their turn, they get a turn. Alright, Colossus Hand. Purify and corrupt actions on any type of its die have their random values between 1 and 6. There's Adapted Courier and Starry. I just want them to be consistent and do more than one hit if possible. I suspect I may want to go with Starry. You end up getting towards having a Serenity side, which is neat. What about the Adapted Courier, though? The Adapted Courier eventually gets significantly better in terms of managing my draw. Come along, Courier. Ooh, these seem good. Inner Warmth! Then it's just 3 sides that have 1 Inner Warmth. The other 3 sides have 3 Purification. There's Soul Burn. Apply 2 relief to any target for each Soul Heat. This is the exact middle point for the build that I'm trying to build right now. Management of relief and Soul Heat. Sandstorm deals 3 Purification to a random enemy X times, where X is your Soul Heat, and then reset your Soul Heat to 0. Wow, that's actually also sick. With the Karmic Brooch, that's gonna keep us alive a lot of the time as well. I'm gonna take the Soul Burn. Man, Sandstorm has deep appeal. Alright, Black Hole Blessing. Draw 1 additional time at the start of each per turn, but at the start of each battle gain 1 silence, so I'm silenced for the first turn. Not the worst thing. Forbidden Atlas. Draw 1 additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, gain 2 Doom. So Affliction is not affected by Doom. You know what? That would all be affected by Doom. That would be bad. Draw an additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 1 Decay to a random enemy. Decay at the start of its turn increases overcorruption by X. That's more to track, but it might be the easiest of these for us to get away with, especially considering it effectively is just an affliction that they've already got. Alright. Time to head to the Astropolis Ruins! Boy. So duping on this floor 1's 100 it's 250 right now for a dupe. That makes it a little less likely that I'm able to improve a side as well as duplicate it. Although improving and duplicating in a warmth would be sick. Forge, destroy Forge Shop, destroy at the very end is insane if I just want to get resources beforehand, so I will. I go for 50 star shards and then another 50 star shards. The enemy is disoriented. This one's agonized. Oh boy, that's bad. I hit some pretty reasonable sides myself though. 2 damage in AoE notwithstanding. I'm gonna keep. This is reasonable enough. So they're gonna apply 2 days to me? I don't like that. You've got Agony, and the other one has the Overcorruption. And it's targeting a random target. I don't like that it's targeting a random target with such a big hit. It's just so possible that it's me. It's a big hit. I mean, dealing 5 damage with that? This feels relatively minor. Not me, not me, not me, not me, not me, not me. Well, that wasn't me. This is great. Get to throw out a glass dagger. Some giant impact there. And now I can even start burning the second target and finish off the first with our Virtue. You and I now, buddy. You're doing self-corruption in order to gain some Doom? Oh boy. A soul burn. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna reroll this. The enemy is trying to deal damage to me. It's fine as long as I don't deal any additional damage. This is okay. One affliction to any target. There's only one side for the enemy's die that would be worse for me. But I don't want to risk it. Oh, that was so close. Gonna apply 8 soul heat to you. And then you may have an affliction. There you go. I'll take 6. And then you take a bunch of damage. Well, that's great. Keep. Definitely not what I wanted. Let's reroll this. Although odd soul hearts, I could just deal 3 purification to the enemy at the moment. And it's here. Just gonna trigger the purity on the enemy. And blow them up with their relief. Neat. Cleansing Conflagration. Deals 3 purification to all targets for each affliction they have. Increases your soul heat by 1 for each creature with affliction. It's also Inner Peace for more serenity on oneself, and a Braiding Wave. This is serenity to all targets, but affliction to all targets as well. Gosh. A lot of these would work well together, but not with me right now. I skip. Chanting. This is just a die that has chanting on every single side. Chanting says deal chanting to the enemy. Deals 1 purification, deals 1 additional purification for each chanting you have. Gain 1 chanting. If you deal purification not from chanting or a virtue, lose all chanting. Oh, interesting. It's also Siphon Hourglass, which we've seen before, and Siphon Hourglass is if gain 2 cents of time for each creature with relief or affliction. If the creature has both, gain 8. Selfless Ignite. Oh, so this sets up with the area of effect ones that we saw prior. Makes sense. Selfless Ignite. Choose any target that has relief. Trigger its relief, then decrease its relief by 1. Gain 3 affliction. I could gain so much corruption with that I am in constant threat. I don't know if I want that version of that, thank you. I'm gonna keep my money. Balance, safe. That's enough money. Destroy and alter, upgrade. Alter, dupe, and then destroy. Seems my path. Forge chanting. Ooh, okay, I can see the value in that, certainly. Cleansing conflagration again, and then timeless. Still not a fan of any of those. Another forge chanting, that would have been great. Chained chanting. Deal chanting to an enemy X times, where X is half of your soul heat. Rounded down. Reset your soul heat to 1. Quick Strike does have purification and draw. I'm going to skip on that too. Soul Stigma. Gain 5 Soul Stigma whenever affliction is applied. A random enemy receives X purification Y times, where Y is the amount of targets that affliction was applied. At the start of your turn, decrease Soul Stigma by half. Gain 1 concentration. At the start of your turn, increase your soul heat by X. Not necessary. We do it ourselves. Spread Essence. Oh, this is great. Minimum soul heat 7 all the way up to 10. Choose any target that has relief. Apply the same amount of relief that the target has to all other targets. Yep. Thank you. There's Sandstorm. That also does purification and resets our soul heat. It does it specifically to random enemies, though. I could see myself using that. Cleansing Conflagration, purification for each affliction the enemy has, and then a Scorching Sands is literally just deal purification to a target for each soul heat. This is instances of damage. This is targeted, though. I'm gonna take the Scorching Sands as a nice intermittent payoff for our build. Epic Shop. Do I want to go purchase an epic die and then try and dupe that later? Would I even be able to? So from here I get another 100 star shards, taking them up to 590. I spend 300 here. Yeah, no, I could totally do that. I just wouldn't be able to improve and then dupe it. I gotta get some payoffs. You can shuffle your reward choices once, it's pretty huge. Whenever you deal corruption or apply affliction, apply 1 relief to that target. Do I do that often enough? If I take that, I'm not going to be able to do the dupe later. By affliction to any target, gain a bunch of sense of time, or just one big purify side. Honestly, a big safe purify seems the smarter choice. Ooh, hello, dark reflection of the self. We rolled some pretty reasonable sides, except for the Sunny Flare. Unfortunately, that's probably the only one that really makes a difference. Enemies intending to do area Shadow Mantle, as well as giving us 2 Madness Hex die, which could be a problem, as well as a Plague Hex die from the Teapot. I mean, this one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. It's just the light shields, really, that I end up losing by trying to reroll this. I'm gonna try and reroll it. Yeah, I downgraded my light shields, but that's not a problem. I probably want to take the 5 damage the enemies are dishing out this turn. Gives me a lot of virtues. Oof, a lot of relief on my my Sentinel there. Not exactly what I wanted to see. But that's okay, it set up a relatively large virtue. Trigger relief on all targets and decrease by 1. I mean, I can. Doesn't matter. So I'm not gonna. But I could've. I mean, I've rolled reasonable sides on most things here. I kind of want to keep. It's just this side, this doesn't heal me. That's okay, I can generate a heal for myself. Soulburn's probably the best eye that we have available here. Let's get started. I have Astral Rebound now, so the next thing I play is going to go back into my draw pile. I can use this virtue here now with Odd Soul Heat in order to deal 3 purification to any target. I need to make sure that by the end of this turn I have... How much HP? I'm going to take 5 damage, so 6 would be nice so that I can get my Virtue of Sands of Time up. Mana Surge. Deal 1 corruption to a random target X times, where X is the amount of Hex die you have in your pool. Deal 1 corruption 3 times. That's a lot. The Shadow Mantle made me block some of the defensiveness I was giving myself there. Yeah. I think I've done this correctly. So I should have set myself up, there we go, to get my Sands of Time virtue active. I want to play that as early as I can, to have the largest possibility of triggering it multiple times. I can't believe I rolled so many good sides here. There's a nice Sands of Time, some Inner Warmth so that I keep this. Deal Purification for each Soul Heart, minimum Soul Heart. Oh boy, they want me to have a bunch of Soul Hearts already. I don't have a bunch of Soul Hearts already. Three corruption on any target. Oh boy. I'm gonna do some safety reroll here. That'll do. Thank you for returning that to my hand. Desperately appreciate it. 3 health back to myself. Love gathering up some soul burn here. But I do get to keep this soul burn for many turns, which should make my future turns a lot easier. There goes one of the enemies to the relief that they had stacked on them. I'm going to be drawing a lot of garbage. There we are. I'm not going to take the reroll because the glass knife did give me 3 instances of damage. I'm gonna definitely reroll manually, though. Incroyable. So Astral Calling is draw from our draw pile. Should probably do that now. Let's get that glass dagger out of there. Yep. Didn't work. I mean, it did. We have the glass dagger now, but it's all cocked. It's not on the side I wanted it to be. Oh boy. Those X die. They deal a lot of corruption. Oh boy. I'm gonna purify the ever-loving heck out of myself. And then do that again, because I have to. Can't end the turn if I don't. And heal the enemy even further. Can you actually deal damage to me? Yes. You overcorrupt yourself. That's how you deal damage to me. Got it. Boy. Well, I need you to overcorrupt slowly. So I'm gonna deal some damage to myself. I am getting a larger relief number on the enemy, and I've got a very high soul heat. Just need to translate those into impact. Still some of the best results. I don't like that now this virtue has to be negative because it's bounded to the even amount. It just means I should have been managing it more. So it's on me, for what it's worth. Well, let's do the full self heal. I will, by courtesy at least, roll this to see if I get a positive side. Nope, I get the madness back. Of course I do. Oh, I just gave the enemy a kill of my heart. It's fine, I don't need all of them. Why is... the virtue just re-unlocks immediately? If I can't just stop rolling madness, I am just gonna heal the enemy of everything. It's gonna get pretty bad. Okay, I mean, I'm getting the single purification side on these Madness Hex, though. That'll certainly help. Sands of Time gives Sands of Time. Working closer to a dead enemy. Ooh, Purge, destroy this knight, love it. We also get the 1 damage. Oh. 6 instances of damage to the enemy, and then purification, and then another purification. And then I could have even added a bunch more relief. But that was enough. Sense of Time 20. Astral Mantra. Okay, so cast Void Seek if you have enough soul heat. Yep. It's exactly the kind of thing that builds, it holds this kind of build together. Restoring Flames, bunch of purification to an enemy, but we gain affliction for the sake of it? No. Fiery projection here deals X purification to an enemy, where X is half of your soul heat rounded down, multiplied by the amount of affliction you have. Not as interested in that one. Start of each battle, refresh your virtues. Oh man, that would have given me the ability to be silenced on turn 1 and override it. No negative impact. Sentinels have a chance of triggering Sense of Time, which starts using the same stats as your Sense of Time with another 25% additional chance of triggering it without decreasing your Sense of Time. That seems really good. And I'm going to commit to my previous play. We're going destroy, destroy. Oh, I can even purchase a destroy here. Interesting. One minor shield out, and then one more minor shield out, please. They're already wearing hard hats. They don't need it. Do I play that risky? Yep. We sacrifice another Star Heart, looking for another Star Blessing. And we find whenever you or a Sentinel deals corruption to an enemy or applies affliction to an enemy, gain 2 chanting. Every 8 starter dice you play, deal 6 purification to all enemies, and then the Sage's card for the playing enough balanced. I'm gonna go for the Apprentice's card, and I'm gonna be pretty sad about that. That's not the outcome I was looking for. Final boss is the Corrupted Assembler. They're gonna be fabricating Sentinels every couple turns. Can't have more than 2 of them at a time, and it grows both in overcorruption and in strength with its general corruption. Okay, so I got... Nope, I've got really good sides here. I didn't hit on the second sunny side, but that's fine. Choose a die from the draw pool and draw it. I took in a warmth and Failed to get the impact from it that I wanted. That's okay. One relief, random, that many times. Oh, and I got that back. Beautiful. I think one of them even hit the enemy, though. I now have the ability to trigger the Solar Lullaby. But before I do that, I'm going to play a Corrupt by 3. Hit the enemy before I have only even from here on out. And then I'll use my reroll to see if I can get a slightly better result here. And we can! Oh boy. 8 more relief direct onto the enemy. And then I'll trigger the relief. 18 damage to you. And then another 10 damage from purification. You know, despite the what might be considered relative wordiness of a lot of the keywords in this game, a lot of them are deeply intuitive. Ooh, okay. Coriadine with the hard carry, buddy. Yeah, I'll take the reroll here. I'd just like to get my negatives away from negative if possible. That'll do. That'll do. Let's get Soulburn now. Didn't hit the side I wanted, but that's okay. I'm going to take 1 damage in order to give myself access to rerolls, and then I will reroll Soulburn again. That's fine. Oh, you have thorns now. Yeah, that seems good. And you're getting that from the Corrupted Starry. Let's try and take out both of the allies this turn. There we go. They're both down. And with 3 relief on myself, I should heal back up and then take damage. Can hardly disagree that that worked. We got a reasonable amount of the best sides available here for us. Oh, 1 purified all enemies. Oh, because you're causing the additional draw. Got it. Start out with the big sunny die. Right, because that won't count when receiving purification. No, this is receiving relief. And that gets us closer to being able to use our safe die. Nice work, Hourglass. Oh, and another reroll. Nice work, Hourglass. Good God. And now I get to draw. Oh, you're so good. And you just rerolled again. Oh my gosh. Any target with Solly. Okay. There's the... Well, I don't... I'll do Eclipse, take you out. Purification takes out the other. Now, Balanced Die doesn't really help. Apply the same amount of relief that the target has to all other targets. There are no other targets. There have never been any other targets. There's no war in Ba Sing Se. I don't... Yeah, it's fine. It's not like it's a problem. Let's draw. I'm gonna go for Soulburn, see if I get one of the Soulburn sides, and I do indeed. Oh my god. Our Sentinel can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, I'll take another Austral Mantra. It's just another die, and I get to play that and then draw a different one. Ooh, Solar Lullaby would be really good right now. It triggers once, stays in our hand, enemy takes 30 damage, we play it again. Oh, this is fun. So if that happened constantly with only one Sentinel, imagine what's gonna happen when we pick up our second in just a moment's time. Armillary Sphere! Ooh! If you give me rerolls like that... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, that's sick. There's also the Astrolabe. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, deal Screw Purification to a random enemy, where X is the amount of die discarded, only one at a time. Lunar Reflector for converting a die. How badly do I want to convert? Because I can't convert Affliction into Relief. I can only convert Corrupt into Purify, which is not Corrupt into Purify. There we go. Just to demonstrate the actual science rather than confuse issues by saying Corrupt and Purify and pointing at a Corrupt and then a Glass Knife instead, which is not a Purify type, despite the fact that it deals Purification damage. Armillary Sphere. Armillary Sphere also has the benefit of just dealing 2 damage to an enemy at the start of the turn. Get him. Ooh, Glass Daggers that just does it. Okay. What's a Searing Ritual though? Apply X relief to all enemies where X is the amount of chanting you have. +1. Gain chanting. And then Defensive Aura for AoE Light Shield. I'm definitely taking the Glass Daggers, it's sick as hell. Great way for me to build up Soul Heat. And also to heal myself, just courtesy of the Karmic Brooch. Goddess Cartouche. Sothis's. Whenever relief is applied to a Sentinel, apply 1 relief to all enemies! Ooh, at the start of battle, apply 1 torment to all Sentinels. Increases the corruption they receive. I'm fine with that. What are the others though? Draw 1 additional die per turn. At the start of each battle, apply 4 Unholy Mist to yourself. Unholy Mist gives me Shadow Mantle at the end of turn, which blocks X Purification until the end of my next turn. See, the thing is, I can already go over the amount of purification that I need a lot of the time, pretty severely in fact, with my directed Soul Heat. Draw an additional die at the start, per turn rather. Start of each battle, gain 4 dazed. Okay, wait. So 4 dazed. Any type of Purify or Corrupt actions, have those actions changed into random Purify and random Corruption actions, respectively. So, here's the thing. That would make my Glass Daggers Corruption sides and my Minor Glass Daggers Corruption sides randomly target. And it would actually make my Inner Warmth Corruption sides better. That's not a Corruption side. It is a negative side, but that's not a Corruption side. And it would just change my Purify. It's not that bad. That's a very easy way for me to get an additional draw per turn. That said, Lamp of Mists is also a very easy way for me to get additional draw per turn that poses a little bit less rather, of a risk to me, I believe. Could sacrifice an early heart over there. I do actually need to upgrade my Sentinels as well, so I could go over to the Sentinel shop immediately. Since I don't really want to change my deck that much before I get there. So I think this is probably a better bet for us. I get 500 Star Shards, as well as a Star Blessing in exchange for a heart. Whenever you or a Sentinel deal corruption to an enemy or apply affliction to an enemy, gain 2 chanting. No, whenever you receive purification from relief, a random enemy receives 1 purification for each purification that exceeded your corruption meter. That's pretty good, considering our random targeting. And whenever an enemy die is re-rolled, that enemy receives 3 purification. I do have the ability to re-roll enemies. I'm going to take the Slate of Plenty, though. And, of course, head right into a hard battle. Oh, hello. Infinite HP, but I decrease your damage by dealing damage to you each turn. At the end of its turn, oh no! Wait, I can't really use... Oh, this is a fine hand, though. Keep. I can't really use... Oh no, it's... Whenever it receives... Okay, so I think my relief will still work, but it'll work 1 turn later than it otherwise might. The enemy is going to try and silence me. Ooh, 1 affliction to all targets. It's reasonably locked in that I'm going to have to use that. I didn't want to. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it. Solar Link. So that's for the sake of the Slate of Plenty. I Soul Linked the enemy, and they gave their 10 relief to everyone on the field. Not just their allies, but everyone on the field, including myself. So now, I'm going to overheal pretty ridiculously and deal additional damage to the enemy for the sake of that. Yeah, so the enemy starts the next turn pre-afflicted, courtesy of our relief. Nope, those can be better. Case in point. Let's get Inner Warmth so that I can keep them. Some damage for the enemy. Some relief. Astral Marshal. Oh, I'm silenced. Oh no. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Hourglass Module, for having the ability to be used multiple times here. Oh, no. Just 1 short of actually being able to play either of these 2. Ugh. It's fine, but good nonetheless. Yeah, pretty good. We got the 6 side on the last die. That's great. All right. 1 to you, and now I've unlocked the ability to use my Virtue aggressively. Let's also reroll our Dizzy Hex dice and our Natural as well. Enemy does an AoE heal. Thank you, Muchly. Very kind of you. And you've got, what, 1 turn left? As long as I don't die to the 4 damage they intend to deal. That's fine. 1 damage AoE. And now we wait. Got him! We waited long enough. Corruption is purified, cleansing conflagration, serenity aura, and another inner wall. Skipping those. Ghastly fire. Minimum soul heat 10, apply 10 relief to any target. At minimum soul heat 6, apply 5 relief to any target. At minimum of 0, apply 4 to any target. Then reset your soul heat. That's not bad. That's a pretty sick payoff for us. There's very few times I'm gonna have fewer than 6 soul heat if I play it right. But I also really want the glass daggers. This is just a normal, neutral, comfortable pickup. And I think I need another one of those to help pull my deck together. Oh god. Stardust Garb. Every 3 times you deal Purification, apply 1 light shield to a random target. Sounds good to me. But also, Singularity Sextant. At the very first of the draw phase of each battle, when drawing your initial hand, risky die are drawn first. We have 5 of them. So we would draw Sunny Flares, Sunny Flares, Sunny Flares, as well as Glass Daggers, and Inner Warmth. That's a risky opening hand. Whenever you deal Corruption or apply Affliction, increase your soul heat by 1. I'm leaning towards Stardust Garb for more survivability, but this is way more powerful. Especially because I have the Armillary Sphere, so I only need to upgrade the Armillary Sphere to actually be able to, you know, help. Oh, I could upgrade the Armillary Sphere twice. Right, 150 and then 200. It's 350 input that I have to do. That's actually really appealing. Skipping these. Quicksand Dance. Gain X Sands of Time, where X is the amount of chanting you have plus 1, gain 3 chanting. Bohemian Howl, gain 2 Sands of Time for each soul heat. Yep. Exactly the kind of little stitch tool I'm looking to keep this run together. Head to the Sentinel shop, and now I'm looking to upgrade the Armillary Sphere twice here. That became especially important as soon as I picked up the Singularity Sextant, because now in my opening hand, I have a much more reliable time of curating my best effects. And especially curating away from my worst. With Bottled Aurora, I'm also very happy. Get to reroll my opening hand there. It got a little better. Not as better as I wanted it to get, though. Perfect. Now I'm keeping my soul heat. Oh, the enemies are doing 2 AoE damage. I don't want them to be able to take out my allies. Solid reroll. I'm going to be taking 4 damage next turn. So I can get all the way down to my virtue if I hit myself with a risky die. I was getting silenced that turn anyway, so none of the unlocks really mattered. These are fine though. Keep. Before I do anything, I'm gonna gain more Sands of Time, and then I am going to draw from my deck. I'm going to draw... I would love the Spread Essence. We got Spread Essence. That does reset to 0. This doesn't. Great. My soul heat is high. So I can trigger relief on all creatures and then decrease their relief by 1. Before I do that... Oh no. I played this turn in the exact wrong order. Let's try and fix that. Nope. No fixing that. At the end of my turn, I will heal via the relief I just provided myself, courtesy of that entanglement, though. Unfortunately, I don't kill the enemy. Still alive, though. Keep. Give me some more Sands of Time. More Sands of Time. Choose a die from the draw pile and redraw it. I also got that card back, the same one I just cast. Do that again. And I got it back again. Let's do that one more time. Now I'm looking specifically for the Lullaby. Oh wow, Lullaby. I even now get the reroll on the side that gives relief per soul heat. Making this a lot easier. All right. As far as I'm aware, that should just nuke everyone. Oh, it also triggers the Slate of Plenty for the purification that I have on myself. Fire object and draw safe. Draw 2 safe die. Concentration. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't even know if I need the draw safe. I do have 6 safe die. Nope. Flammable Chakram. Whenever you deal purification, apply X relief to that creature. At the start of your turn, decrease Flammable Chakram by half. So this is the turn your glass daggers build into a relief build as well. I honestly don't think I need any of these either. Time to choose a Star Blessing. Whenever an enemy dies, reroll 3 purification them. First draw phase of each battle, draw an additional die. Relatively powerful. Every 3 turns, apply 2 light shield to all targets. Nope, I'm gonna go for the draw. Makes my opening hand with a sextant larger, so I get more of my risky die. Let's see what's in these 2 random die over here. Sunny Flares, Restoration. Where was the Sentinels have a no. Okay, I don't think I picked it up. Whenever you apply relief to a Sentinel, also apply that relief to all enemies. Yeah, I think it was up against something else that was a lot more powerful as well. Might have even literally just been the additional draw. Restoration, some reroll as well as some fix. I don't know if I need that. And the Sunny Flares are some of my worst ways of actually providing purification to any target on the board. I'm gonna skip. Inventive, no, for discarding for damage, for purification rather. Distortion Hieroglyph, gain a Distortion Hieroglyph. The next X actions that with minimum soul heat will consider your soul heat to be 10. Cool. And Hourglass Mastery. Also don't need that. I'm gonna take the money and run away. And then I'm gonna take the more money and run away. I'm considering going to the Sentinel shop, but like realistically, I'm just gonna get something I have to replace. But I mean, I have to do it anyway. I would have loved to have another 50 by the time I got here. Oh, Floating Cauldron, the Bahamian's best friend. This has the ability to have Sands of Time as its. And it starts with relief. Wow. I could also upgrade my Adapted Courier, but this is probably going to be the one that gets thrown away for the upcoming Sentinel. I could also just save my money here. I think I will. Wait, I'm not getting another Star Blessing up. Right, this is the final? Hang on. Yeah, the final challenge of Ground Zero. Azimuth's hard. I mean, I only have 1 heart at the moment, so dealing 2 additional purification sounds fine. Shuffle your rerolls. Reroll your rewards once. Not what I'm looking for. Infinity, no. Whenever you deal corruption or apply affliction, no. Whenever an enemy dies, reroll, the enemy receives 3 purification. Unlikely to be relevant. I'll take the Soulless Crook because it is theoretically possible that I end up putting affliction on an enemy. Even if relatively minor in importance. I don't think I've seen this before. This is a new end boss? For me, at the absolute least. They have Reality Distortion. At the start of the enemy's turn, Uncaged Anomaly deals 1 corruption to a random target 3 times, then increases its Reality Disruption by 1. They also have Hollow Skin, negating the first buff. Yeah, I rolled about as well as could be expected in opening hand there, so I'm gonna keep it. Oh, that's good. I can deal 4 corrupt to myself. Oh, probably should have gotten the Sands of Time there first. I can deal 4 corrupt to myself. Should give me access to more rerolls. A random enemy, not many random enemies, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to deal corruption to a target as well. Oof. It's my own armillary sphere, unfortunately. Nice. So the enemy does 1 corruption to a random target 3 times. It's so unlikely they hit me, my body, twice. But if they did, they would take me out. Whereas I don't think 10 will really make much difference to anything over the course of this battle, I think, ultimately. So I'll save myself there, despite the fact I don't think I needed to. I think it's a reasonable risk to just take. Pretty great hand. Thank you, Sands of Time, for giving that back. I'm gonna use my Eclipse to destroy an enemy before continuing. Oh man! You give me another reroll as well. Sorry, another reroll, another draw. Gain 1 Sands of Time for each Soul Eat and draw a die. Love it. Oh my god, just draw a specific die from the draw pile. Love that too. Let's go for Soul Burn. See if I can get the appropriately Soul Burny side. Not yet. But I'm not done trying. Not done trying. I still have the reroll. Woo. You intend to create more anomaly spawns, and you do 1 corruption cooldown. That's fine. Oh, relief to a target and draw a die. Love it. Oh, and I got the same die back. Hell yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. There's the reroll for as best a chance as I can get of doing more relief. I did not get it, but that's okay. Going to trigger the relief on everyone now. 26 damage to the enemy. Do 15 more directly, courtesy of the Azimuth Ring. Giant big nuke to them. They'll deal 3 damage to me, as well as trigger the effect of summoning anomaly spawns. Oh, of course, the reality distortion as well. That looks good to me. Keep. First, let's get in a warmth, so I get to keep my soul heat. I'm just gonna nuke that out of existence. It doesn't need to be here. Apply 1 reality distortion to self. Let's see. Destroy your ally there. Deal some direct damage. That ought to keep us around and healthy. There goes one of my friends. How dare you? But it wasn't enough to take me out. I'll keep this. Not incredible, but I have access to enough rerolls that it's close enough. more sense of time, even more damage to the enemy, and then even more weight to the end of the turn. The enemy increases their reality disruption. And then dies. Got him. That's a big old got him right there. Corruption Purified. Bahamian Champion. The only person that I didn't manage to win with on the very first time I played him. The first character, because I got greedy. So, in order to fix that, I got even greedier with all of the other characters, and that worked out well. As is tradition, our first level up for a character unlocks their ability to get Star Telescope, Black Hole Telescope, or Chest at the start of the next run, giving them a little bit of direction already. And our level 2 will give us more mechanics and Black Hole Telescopes for the character. Oh, not necessarily Black Hole Telescopes as it turns out. Dice action, Shamanic Domination. Change a die from any enemy into Area Affliction X action until the end of the enemy's next turn. Interesting. Purging Eruption. Deal X purification to an enemy Y times, where Y is the amount of affliction that enemy has. And then finally, the Star Blessing, Ethereal Plume. Affliction doesn't increase enemies over corruption. Enemies receive double corruption from affliction. So, that certainly sets up the ability to actually start utilizing things like Purging Eruption much more consistently. The fear in my heart existed that I would give the enemies far too much affliction and they would just effectively be taking 2 turns at the same time. They would take their over-corruption turn and they would also take their natural. We also unlock a new difficulty, but I notice we don't unlock the Final Sentinel. I have to imagine it's Final Sentinel, final of the Oracles. I have to imagine it's possible that they're locked by a single success of all of the other characters. So in the next episode, we are going to be going back to Mooney. But until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Astrea, 6-sided oracles. Top left is the playlist for all of the content of the game, past, present, future, YouTube recommendations, and down below, streaming past, are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Jazzy. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.